Welcome to Downtown, a program on Housing TV Africa where we spotlight the living condition of millions of Nigeria living in the slum in different parts of the country. Now, many of Abuja's residents live in informal settlements with no or limited access to basic amenities. With new immigrants arriving from rural areas every day, pressure increases on the already poor living conditions. On today's episode of the program, we will be visiting a community in the FCT, but first, let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.
They live in the shadows, forgotten corners of our city, overcrowded, unsanitary, lacking basic amenities. These are the slums where millions struggle to exist. But there's a flicker of hope. An ambitious project is underway. Imagine homes with running water, proper sanitation, schools and playgrounds for children, a chance for dignity, for dreams to take flight. But this transformation needs your voices. Speak to Housing TV Africa and let the world witness the resilience of those who fight for a better place to call home. Let our cameras capture the tears of joy, the shared laughter, the spirit of unity that shines brighter than any hardship. Get in touch with Housing TV Africa today and be a voice of hope to people living in the slum. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Welcome back. So Waru is a community in the FCT that is not so far away from Abuja city center. But in terms of basic amenities and development, Waru is far lacking behind. A visit to this community gave us an insight on the hardship and challenges faced by residents in this community. Let's take a look. Located not too far away from Abuja city center, Waru is yet far from the city in terms of amenities and development. Situated in Apple Village, the community has a total population of approximately 1 million residents, densely populated by non-indigents, comprising of Igbos, Yoruba, and other tribes. A visit to this community gave us an insight of how residents live in squalor and dehumanizing conditions due to lack of basic amenities, refuse dump littering all over the place, lack of water, electricity, drainages, and lack of good educational infrastructure. Getting to Waru, we visited the district head of Waru, Chief Ambassador Ibrahim S. Sariki, who gave us a brief history and origin of the community. He also highlighted the challenges facing the community.
This community is an ancient community. The generation of this community, the chiefs and the resettlements, if I'm not mistaken, this is the third one. Resettling here, they will move, they will resettle here. When Abuja has no master plan, Beacon, my father was the village head of this community. Trekking from here to Suleja, Alhaji Suleiman Barrow is the one that crowned my dad. He will go for a meeting and lodge in Jua. That was their local government. Glory be to God. Waru is still living among the living communities. What is bothering this community? And I want Tinubu, whosoever, our government, to know that we are crying with a laudable voice or these terrorists, we are sleepless. We have been sleepless. If I can take it, for instance, the Dekechi of Chetty, the Dekechi of Dakipiu, most especially the Dekechi of Chetty, they took him out. Even dead body, even bone, nowhere to be found up to now. The Dakipiu also, they took him out. He was luckily coming back home. His condition was very worst, but glory be to God, he's still living among of living ones. The number one challenges we have in this community is security. Insecurity. We have been seeing most of the programs for television. Insecurity, senators, governors, chairmen, and other ones. All what we have been hearing is insecurity. It never done this way if we can have a fear of God. Above that, thank God, I don't think you came from air and lied in my palace here.
Not at all, sir.
You can see the road.
Yes.
You can see the road. I don't know whether it has taken you one day to know where our educational center is located. Our primary school, our junior secondary school. We are suffering in a class like this. 200 people, no chair, sitting on the stone. I visited that place. The lady that even handled that project is an NGO. She came to this community. If you vividly sight that place, you will see a durable toilet, a project. Very young lady. I shed tears.
Taking a trip to visit the only government school in Waru, the district head, Chief Ibrahim Sadiki, took us round the school premises to see the conditions students have to pass through on a daily basis in order to acquire knowledge. He also spoke about the current cost of living in Waru. Through the help of a foundation, the school was able to get access to drinking water and a toilet facility for students and teachers.
Queen of Waru, there are a lot of things apart from the palliative he gave to my people. Apart from this project, okay, she built it. She built it, and this water is channeled to that place.
Okay, so basically, if that toilet was not done by someone coming from a foundation, this school will not have a toilet to use. The student will not have any place to use.
You see, she was about to drill the borehole. When she later observed that there's borehole here, then we have to concentrate and channel the water.
Speaking with Isra Angulu, the youth leader of Waru, he gave us first-hand information on the major challenges the school is facing in terms of adequate classrooms.
Actually, that is the reason why I'm here right now, because of the challenges that we are facing in this very school. I think this school existed 4 years ago. Right from the inception, there were not chairs, no tables, and our children were sitting on the ground. We bought mat for them. They were sitting on the mat. Then later the management wiped our tears. Now you can see that we have chairs. We have furniture for them, but still on that, we have almost 1,000 students here. Their sitting arrangement is not balanced. Each class contains almost 200 to 300 people, which is not supposed to be. If you come here and see the number of students that this class is taking, you will not be happy. It's too conjuncted. So that is why if you move further, you see what the PTA is doing now, and that is why I'm here. We try to construct a classroom for them so that to reduce the population of this school. And as you can see it right now, we don't have zinc that we can roof this place. We are trying to see if we can buy tarpaulin to cover this place so that the students will reduce in the classroom due to the conjunction of our students.
Housing TV Africa spoke with some residents living in the community to share their experiences and challenges facing Waru. Njideka Okodili, a resident in the community who has lived for 6 years, shared her experience with the lack of electricity, bad roads, lack of water, and lack of drainages in the community, amongst other challenges.
Sometimes light and road, there is no good road. Even though they do this road last year, but there is no gutter, so everything spoiled. Because they did not do it normal. No gutter. Had it been that there is gutter, erosion will follow gutter. But erosion still followed the road and spoiled everything. And this village lack water. Water because this one is government borehole, but it's not functioning. They have sold it. Another one they built up there is government borehole, but it's not working. Nothing. It's only private one that works. Now we buy a gallon of water, 100 naira for Merua people. If you cannot fetch, no option, you have to buy it like that. We need water, we need good roads.
Mr. Frederick Uchenna, who has lived in Waru for 9 years, said one of the major challenges in the community is the insecurity problems facing Waru. He also spoke on the current cost of living that is affecting the prices of lands and houses.
When you go outside Waru here, you see there's a panteka. Those panteka across there. Those boys, they used to come inside here and terrorize. When they come, they still go back. And we don't have the time. You cannot go there. Even if they come and pick your things, you cannot go there. So those are the problems we are facing here. Even then, it was okay, but presently, cost of living now is too high. A plot of land here now, it's hardly for you to say plot of land here at the rate of 300. Despite here is a village. House rent is too high. A room here, a room self-con is about 300,000, 250 here in Waru. When you look at all those a room without toilet, you now see something like 70,000, whereby you share toilet with others, all those local buildings. But in a standard building, you can't get it to that rate.
The only healthcare facility in the community lacks medical equipment, short-staffed, and lacks electricity, as well as medical supplies. Speaking, Mr. Ibrahim Akawu, the officer in charge of primary health care in Waru for 6 years, shared his experience and frustration over the challenges facing the facility.
From 2017, we have many major problems that we are facing. One, power, like staff. We don't have adequate staff on Waru PHC at all. Presently, we only have 4 that are working here. The remaining 1 are volunteers. So we have challenges of staff here, okay, and lack of offices, accommodation of where we are going to manage our staff. Like this one, as from 2003, the Crash Embassy came here and donated this section you have seen. Even though this is the only one we have as AMAC staff, AMAC offices. We don't have any other thing again apart from this one. So We have many challenges here. NEPA is one of their major challenges. If you want to walk without in the night, there will be no light. Another one is the equipment that are supposed to be on ground. They are not on ground. Understand? So we need equipment that will help us work very well. You see, we refer some patients because of lack of equipment. So we have to refer them, even if we know how to do it. And you know, primary health care setup, we have a limit. So there are some we can be able to do, there are some that we cannot do. So we have to refer some that we can do, we cannot be able to do. Some that we can be able to do, we can attend to them. But sometimes, lack of this equipment.
So how do you manage in terms of electricity? When you have a patient around or there's an emergency, how do you generate your electricity?
You see, we borrow some gen from AHF. When we have problems of light, like NEPA, we talk to the AHF that have a gen with us here to give us, to borrow us the gen so that we can be able to operate. Because the one we have is not functioning.
So please talk to the government, because this is a health matter we're talking about.
Well,
do you want the government to come in?
In fact, we'll be happy if the government will assist to give us this gen, make sure there is enough NEPA electricity in this facility. We'll be happy if government will involve. Because sometimes you will talk to the government staff, like chairman and other places, the district head. We talk to them that this is our lacking. We are lacking of many things. He too who knows about us. Like this place need enough supplies of what? Drugs. But we are the one buying sometimes we buy drugs.
With your personal money?
With our personal money, we have to buy drugs to make sure we revolve the drugs and make sure that many things that we need to do it. We're not supposed even to involve the government before we do what we are supposed to do in the facility. Maintenance of this facility, we have to buy the drugs to maintain the facility. We have to revolve the drugs and also pay the staff, the volunteers. We have almost 18 volunteers. And my permanent staff are only 4, making 22. So we're having challenges of staff very seriously.
The indigenes and non-indigenes of Waru community are seeking the intervention of the FCT Minister and Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council to join hands in tackling the problems facing the community.
I found out that after getting a land in Federal House in Lugbe, they said it has an AMAC paper. But all of a sudden, at the end of the day, I was informed that it's no longer AMAC, it's FHA. And today, I'm no longer in custody of that land. I've lost the land because they say it's not AMAC land, it's FHA. But I don't know the difference between AMAC and FHA.
When you are looking at fraud in real estate, the foundation of that fraud, the governments, they are the architects of this fraud.
One of the things that causes all this fraud in the country is because of the system of the country does not work. Somebody do a fraud and is being allowed to get away with it. And that's why you discover that there are a lot of people that are scammers. They go into a business that they are really there to sap money from people.
Your plight, your concerns, your issues related to housing, livelihood, and social development. This is why we have established Housing TV Africa. Keep a date with us on StarTimes and DSTV 247. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Indeed, Waru community have shown that coming together and joining hands to make the community a bit habitable to live in is the utmost priority to the residents. A lot of people do not know the challenges faced by people living in slums and how they access health care. Let's get the answer after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back and thank you for sticking around on today's episode of the program Downtown. And if you're just joining us, this is the program on Housing TV Africa that spotlights the harsh living conditions of millions of Nigeria living in the slum in different parts of the country. Now, a quick one, moving on. They say to survive, you must tell your own story. In owning your story, you are given the gift of a blank slate. Now, residents in Lugbe in the FCT tell their stories on the challenges they face in the community. Let's take a look.
For the situation about the living, we have bad roads, no waters. Things are not going well with us in Lugbe. But we try our efforts with some landlords to make everything better. We need government support to come to our rescue in this community. You can see our environment.
We don't have good road. If you look at the road we have here, from here down to Zone 9 there, we don't have road access. There's nowhere you will bring your own car to your own house. They will ask you to park outside because there's no place you have to park within your house here. When it's during rainy season, we don't have good road. You cannot come out from your house going to work. Before you get to your working place, the whole cloth that you put on has been disorganized.
Standard of this house is very complicated, as in very bad. Understand? And the rent of a thing, again, still consigned. Because many people, some people enter, they will come here to rent house. The price of the house and the structure will make them go away. The toilet, everywhere, the toilet is bad. The toilet is bad. I cannot lie to you, the toilet is bad. So people, they will bath, you see the water coming out. It's bad.
Concerning the living conditions in this place, there are some streets you enter here and you discover that they don't have a soak away. And like in the bathrooms, they bath and they channel the waters to the road, which is very, very deplorable. The situation, it is very dirty. The roads, we are having problem with the roads. If the government can come in to help us, to make the road accessible, because there are many persons living here that are working in town, but the road is not accessible. Bringing their cars here, you discover that their car, the bonnet, the exhaust will be broken because of the road. So I really love the government to come in here to help us to make the road accessible.
They live in the shadows, forgotten corners of our city, overcrowded, unsanitary, lacking basic amenities. These are the slums where millions struggle to exist. But there's a flicker of hope. An ambitious project is underway. Imagine homes with running water, proper sanitation, schools and playgrounds for children, a chance for dignity, for dreams to take flight. But this transformation needs your voices. Speak to Housing TV Africa and let the world witness the resilience of those who fight for a better place to call home. Let our cameras capture the tears of joy, the shared laughter, the spirit of unity that shines brighter than any hardship. Get in touch with Housing TV Africa today and be a voice of hope to people living in the slum. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
As always, it is advisable to speak up and seek help when necessary. Residents of Lugbe in the FCT are pleading to the FCT minister to come to their aid and make Lugbe conducive to live in. What are the initiatives to improve the living condition of people living in the slum? How do people in slums earn a living? These are vital questions, and we have the answers right here.
certain corners of our city. Overcrowded, unsanitary, lacking basic amenities. These are the slums where millions struggle to exist. But there's a flicker of hope. An ambitious project is underway. Imagine homes with running water, proper sanitation, schools and playgrounds for children, a chance for dignity, for dreams to take flight. But this transformation needs your voices. Speak to Housing TV Africa and let the world witness the resilience of those who fight for a better place to call home. Let our cameras capture the tears of joy, the shared laughter, the spirit of unity that shines brighter than any hardship. Get in touch with Housing TV Africa today and be a voice of hope to people living in the slum. Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Today's episode of the program has been really insightful and one tip to take home as we all hope for the government to provide most of the basic amenities to make life comfortable for people living in the slum. Residents in the slum should also come together through community effort and do the little they can for the development of their communities. We've come to the end of the program. You can watch these episodes and subsequent episodes by subscribing to Housing TV Africa on YouTube. Don't forget to follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. I am Mimuna Bagodo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
My name is Miriam Lawa from Macro Homes Nigeria Limited.
Hey people, this is Town Planner Bello Oluwayinka.
My name is Akintoye Adeoye, the incoming president of Redan.
Hello everyone, my name is Maiwa Okwedari. Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Keep watching Housing TV Africa.
Shout out to Housing TV Africa, channel 149.
Keep enjoying Housing TV Africa on channel 149, Star Times.
Keep watching Housing TV. If you want to know much about what is happening in the built environment, housing related, land related issues, this is the place to go.
They are the best.
The Africa International Housing Show, AIHS, is the #1 event for the housing and construction industry in Africa. Attending AIHS is the right move for you. Housing and construction shows are the epicenter of the industry. They are filled with attendees that are just like you. It is your #1 opportunity to exhibit, network, make sales and build relationships with other professionals in your industry. This event creates the avenue to meet your next business partner. You may learn from a fellow professional. You may meet a professional that provides you with a business solution. Meet that potential buyer for your products. Meet a strong investor that will take your business to the next level. AIHS focuses on every aspect.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.
Hello and welcome. Here is the news update on Housing TV Africa. I am Yemina Bagudu. Let's take a quick look at the headlines. Lagos government to issue amnesty to landlords without building approval. Architects warn soaring building material costs will result in project delays. NITP decry inadequate budget for urban development in 2024 appropriation law. Now the news in detail. The Lagos state government is set to give amnesty to landlords in the state without building approval. This is in its bid to arrest the long-standing issue of building collapses across the state. According to the Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Oluyinka Olumide, the move, he said, is aimed to encourage compliance with building regulations and enhance safety standards across the state. Olumide further re-emphasized the importance of tackling the root causes of building collapses, which have claimed numerous lives and properties worth millions over the years. In a recent statement, the Nigerian Institute of Architects has expressed grave concern over the skyrocketing cost of building materials, citing significant challenges for construction projects and business endeavors across the nation. NIA President Mobolaji Adeniyi highlighted the prevailing economic hardship faced by contractors amidst soaring inflation rates, which escalated from 28.92% in December 2023 to 29.90% in January 2024. The NIA called on the government to revisit Presidential Executive Order 5, signed into law in 2018, which aims to promote Nigerian content in contracts and prioritize science, engineering, and technology in project planning and execution. Still on the news update, former Inspector General of Police and Chairman Police Service Commission Solomon Arese has denied involvement in shady deals in land sales at designated police barracks. Responding to a recent online publication in which he and another former Inspector General of Police, as well as other senior police officers, were accused of bribery in the shady land sales, Arase described the allegation as a false narrative aimed at tarnishing his hard-earned public service reputation and integrity. We'll now go on a quick break to return with more stories. Stay with us.
Thank you, AIHS, for the opportunity of this exhibition. It was a nice experience. I would like to make it again.
Thank you, AIHS. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, AIHS.
Thank you, AIHS.
Good Good to know you're still there. Welcome back. Now to other development. Town planners have raised concerns over the inadequate budgetary allocation of the physical planning sector in the 2024 Appropriation Law. Nathaniel Atebije, president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, criticized the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development for receiving a mere 99.92 billion envelope with a recurrent expenditure of 2.99 billion and capital expenditure of 96.99 billion, which he described as insufficient. He emphasized the importance of adhering to existing laws and regulations in urban development projects, citing the need for proper scrutiny of development proposals, environmental impact assessments, and obtaining necessary permits. That brings us to the end of the news update. Before we go, let's take a quick recap of the major stories. The Lagos state government is set to give amnesty to landlords in the state without building approval. And we also told you that the architects in Nigeria have raised alarm on soaring building material costs, warning that it could result in project delays. For more news in the housing sector, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at Housing TV Africa. I am Imuna Bagodo. Thanks for watching.
Housing TV Africa, your first in housing news.